Is live. Finally, girl. Per usual, there's a struggle to get here, to get to this moment. This moment in time. So I already picked the cards to play with, per usual. So for tarot, we're gonna do Modern Witch. And for Oracle, we're going to do, oh God, what are these called? Synchronicity by Kathy Nichols. 77 cards and interpretations. So that's what we're using. I'm going to share real quick that I'm live because I am late. Wizard is never late. Do. I'm going live. No one else is here, so then there's also buys time for people to come in. So Monday is Moon Day. It's the day ruled by the moon in the astrologies. Depending on where you are in the world, you might be experiencing a full moon, or oh God, I have no idea what my face looks like. You might have just had your full moon yesterday, and it was in Gemini. Now the moon is in Cancer. I think that's true for everybody at this point, but maybe it's not. IDK. On YouTube. I plan to cut this out later. Okay. Pow. So you had full moons. We had full moons. Full moons were had. The people had full moons. It was also with Mercury retrograde, Mercury stationed direct yesterday as well. So there was a full moon and Mercury stationing direct. So we're gonna get into those messages. Per usual, if you're new here, per usual, if you're new here, hi, I'm Trinette. I'm the high priestess around this bitch. And I'm going to do a pick a card. There are gonna be 3 groups. I'm gonna shuffle for them from the synchronicity deck. And then we'll pull the tarot cards for a more in-depth reading. So you pick your group ahead of time, 1, 2, or 3. Of course, more than one message can resonate, and that's normal and that's fine. But bitch, pick a message, okay? Pick one on the outset. Pick a message, pick a group. Change your mind later, I guess. Or try not, like, this is my thing. Try not to change your mind, but this is also the thing. You gotta take what resonates and leave the rest, because they're collective messages. Even though people are picking a group, you're picking a collective message. So, spend some time with this. I know some people are tarot goblins and they will just go from like if it's a fair, they'll go from reader to reader to reader. I like to take time to sit with a message because it may not be clear to you right away what the message is pertaining to, and also everything is not necessarily linear. So sometimes they're good just reflection points to gather intel, to gather insight as you make decisions going forward. Sometimes they won't hit till later, but this is why I think it's important to journal and write them down so that you can reflect on them. Like, you know, I know some people don't go back to their journals. I feel like that does defeat. So, like, you lose 50% of the benefit of journaling by not going back. But especially in the tarot sense, and if you can't go back to like, I guess like your normal journal, use a separate tarot journal and maybe you can review that. But I think you need to go back to your readings, and that's why I don't encourage people getting a bunch of readings at once. So yeah. Okay. We are going to, if you're in a practice setting, you're in a practice setting. You know what I'm saying? Like, the situation dictates itself. Where it's like, oh, we're all practicing reading each other, then you're gonna get multiple readings in that time. But like I said, there are people who are just, they feel like getting a tarot reading is doing the work, and nah, because the reading is there to help you do the work, the internal work, the mental work, the spiritual work, and then to apply that to your life. So it's a window, it's a guide, it's more like a workbook, it's a PDF, but you gotta fill it out. So in those cases, going from reader to reader to reader to reader is no bueno. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because this gets into belief and all that shit. I'm really gonna get some lotion on my, or some oil on my hands, and I'm a police guard. But also fine time. People go from reader to reader because they want somebody to give them the right answer, aka what they want to hear. People get tarot readings for all kinds of reasons, but like why I steer clear of love readings in like the traditional sense is because you want to hear. You either want your fears confirmed or your rosy eyeglasses confirmed. And I'm like, be in your relationship. Like, if you need clarity about feelings that you're having, absolutely. Like, why is this block coming up? Why can't I engage if all of these things are feeling right? Then we're getting into you and your stuff, right? That's doing the work. Because with me, it's going to be a dialogue. That's why, like, I was live a couple weeks ago, and some woman was like, what can you tell me about me and my husband? We've been married 16 years and da-da-da. I'm like, what should I tell you about you and your husband? Y'all have been married for 16 years, girl. Like, what? And like, this is not to shade, but it's to illustrate a point. It's like, what, girl? Like, give me something. If you're like, I'm feeling this way about my husband, cool, we can get into that. But just be like, oh, what's going on with my husband? Are you trying to low-key ask me, is he cheating? Why do you feel like he's cheating? I'm not a private detective. And there are readers on this app and other ones who are going to be like, I pulled Seven of Swords. Definitely he cheating. I would hate for a Seven of Swords in that case. Like, is he cheating? You're like, oh, I don't know. But you get the point. Ideally, like, even when you're reading for yourself, and this is also why I encourage, like, I'm a teacher. I want people to learn to read tarot cards for themselves, not so they can see if somebody's scamming them or not. That's not what I mean. But like, even when you pull for yourself, you still need some discernment. Like, you are confronting yourself. So I think it's really important as a tool to use to help you dig through subconscious things. But that's why I have an issue with people who are just, you going from reader to reader to reader because you just want to be told what you want to hear. It's as simple as that. And yes, people can and will take your money behind that, but that's why I try to be upfront. Like, if you want to think that you know how somebody feels about you, I know that spread. I can do it. I have done it, but like, that cannot take the place of you actually being present in your relationship with somebody. That you're actually asking them the questions, that y'all are having the communications that you need to be having. Anyway. Oh my God, it was a full moon in Gemini. Y'all need to be communicating your feelings. Period. A tarot reading is not a replacement for communicating your feelings. Period. End of statement. Like, you can get a tarot reading to help you figure out your feelings, and I encourage that. It's why I read for myself. It's why I have other people read me. Also, that have other people read you. Yes, I do have other people read me, 100%. Part of why I do collective readings is because it makes me sit down and do tarot reading, which makes it, I get more practice for when I'm reading for myself. Because I know maybe I'm aware of what I want the outcome to be. And the more I read for other people, the more I understand the message that could be coming through for me. Anyway, communicate your feelings. Tarot reading is not a substitute for an actual conversation with a person. This is a whole other video. Hello in the chat. But yes, tarot is not a replacement for the actual communication that you have to do with somebody. It's not a replacement for any of the actual spiritual work that you have to do. You still, like I said, it's like a workbook, but you don't get nothing if you don't fill out the workbook. You just bought a workbook. Having said that. Okay, so we're doing full moon readings, and I need a little bit more space. Okay, so we're gonna do 3 groups, and we're gonna pull for those groups right now. Oh, whoa. It's a car. I was like, wait, what? It's the card layout. It's like spreads that you can do. I was like, what is this? Shout out to that. So I took the one next to it because that felt right. Okay. So our 3 groups, I love these cards. They say things. This is joy. Joy, 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 sweet joy. I have not listened to the Preacher's Wife soundtrack this holiday season. Down in my soul. The world. Look at her. She's like, yay! I love that. The world. Ooh, you're cute. Oh no, it's Bambi's mom, y'all. Oh, there's a moon. A full moon. And it says gentleness. Gentleness, gentleness, gentleness. So group run. Yep. Group 1. You are joy. Group 2. You are the world. You are the children. You are the ones that make a brighter day. So let's start living or giving. Okay. And then group 3, you are gentleness. Gentleness. Okay. So I'm going to give you a second to decide. Reminder to drink some water. Take your meds if you have nighttime meds and you're in the northern, northern hemisphere, or your daytime meds if for some reason you're watching this whenever you're watching this. Pick your groups. Put in the chat, little chat. Group 1 is joy. I gotta pick mine. Group 2 is the world. I think I want the world. Of course I do. And group 3 is gentleness. Okay, so bye-bye, my loves. We will be back with you in 1 second. We got joy for group 1. I will mention 8 of Wands. 8 of Swords. So, group 1, your message is about joy. Once again, I know. These are collage styles, so if you're like, what is happening? It's supposed to be a little abstract, and that's what's cool about them. Okay, so at the bottom of the deck, we have 6 of Swords. Left to right, Lord G, we have Knight of Swords. There are so many swords, y'all. All right. 10 of Cups. Oh. Ten of Cups. And, come on, girl. Queen of Wands. Look at my guy. Okay. Like I said, honorable mention because it came out right when I was like, we'd be really grateful for your wisdom. And those four came out together, so she kind of sit over there. Six of Swords, bottom of the deck. I think this is moving away from and toward. That's why I'm like, Like, I think this is understanding that you are dissatisfied and ready to move on. I know there's not like the Five of Cups here, but I'm gonna say the Five of Cups is in the Ten of Cups. This feels like grieving. Like, whatever happy ending you had in mind, maybe it came to pass and it wasn't as fulfilling as you wanted it to be. Like, that's why it could be that, or in pursuit of that happy ending, you are not fulfilled, right? And you are ready to move on from it, or need to be moving on from it. The Knight of Swords is defensive and rash. Some people consider the Knight of Swords the fastest card in the deck. So I feel like this could also be like, listen, the time has come to take action, my guy. You just like, because it's the Six of Swords here, and I'll set honorable mention 8, and we're talking about our joy, right? We often put our joy in other people's hands. Like, we are expecting somebody to complete us, make us happy. I won't have kids until I have a husband. So therefore, you're putting off the joy of parenting because you have set in your mind that you have to get married before you do that thing. And as time passes, if that thing has not come to pass, are you holding yourself away from joy? And it's time to get like real discerning about it. Like, ooh, I know everything. Viciously so. Like, I think also like ride to your own defense to preserve your ability to have a happily ever after. And because there's so many swords here, this is like that limiting belief shit, like those thoughts. This could be people that you talk to, like your community, because Gemini is an air sign, and Aquarius are air signs, and they are community minded, very much so, to their detriment to some degree. But if this means like that process, we keep talking about cutting people off, and I definitely think that there is far more nuance to the conversation of cutting people off. Like, you have to be aware when you are running away from conflict, when you just you are ill-equipped, and therefore you're like, well, I'm gonna cut that bitch off. You're like, maybe not the best, but this feels like if that is what you need to do, that's what you need to do. Like, you know who the people are who make you feel defensive. When you talk about your dreams, when you talk about your goals, you know who those people are. So this is why, like, the Knight doesn't feel rash, it feels defensive. Not overly defensive, but defensive of whatever transition that you're in. Because it seems like you're moving away from having to hold up what other people think about you. Like, you've understood where that intersects with your happiness, not at a good intersection, not in a place that you like, not in a hood you want to be in. And now you're ready to move forward into your joy confidently. Look at them, okay? Radiant, knowledgeable, confident, abundant, in charge, powerful, okay? Charismatic. Like, I have noticed how contagious, people don't even realize they're miserable. Because no thing is good or bad. But some people are far more miserable than they will even admit to themselves. Because they can't see their behaviors. They're like, well, I'm just reacting to the shitty world. It's like, you are the shitty world, and you are creating a shitty world to be in and around. And we take that on. Like, we become our own wardens in this prison that we create for ourselves. Honorable mention. Like, we take up the reins on keeping us stagnant. And air hates to be still. Air hates to be still, my guy. That is not our steez. That is not what we're trying to do. Not unstable, but just like stagnant water is where disease happens. You know, that's literally where disease enters a community. Like, that's where mosquitoes go to breed. You got gnats. Like, it's just stagnant. It's stuck and gross. No, you gotta move. Move. Yeah, you gotta move. Like, but it feels like there is a vision. And if there isn't, think about the person, because this is also hard, right? Think about the person that you're gonna be on the other side of it. Because at some point, I think eventually what gets through is like the self-resentment. Like, just not feeling good about yourself and the choices that you're making. Because you're making choices for other people. You're making choices to stay in a situation that you don't want to be in. Like, your behaviors have now gotten tied to someplace you don't even want to be. So what do you need to become on the other side? Like, where is this bridge from having to defend who you are to being confidently who you are? Like, what's that bridge? It's time to run toward that bridge for joy. See, it's like, I don't have to go that far, but then sometimes I'm not even that far and you all the way weird. You know, a lot of stuff be happening. That feels nice and tight at your point. Like, it's not, they're not on a cruise ship. You know what I'm saying? And also, this is a very manual style of travel. So this person is having to work toward it, work through it. But like, they're not moving toward cloudy skies. They're moving toward this king right here. Look at her, the majesty. So that feels very, in terms of like communicating. I think also the Six of Swords can be an inner journey for me. I feel like really go into that place that you don't want to say what's there, but you know what I'm saying? You know that there are things to be shared. And this feels like, especially coming out of a retrograde, like maybe you learned those lessons during this retrograde time about what needs to get you on this journey. And there are two people here, like maybe this is not, you know, also finding who needs to come with you, who can help you as you move forward. You know what I'm saying? But you also have to think that you can. Like, what are these limiting beliefs here? Like, why do you think that you don't deserve this 10 of Cups, this happiness? What is keeping you from being the confident, self-assured person that you could be? What makes you feel like you are not the captain of your own boat? What makes you feel like this journey, these things that you want are not within reach for you? And they do have an emotional attachment to them. I mean, there's that 10 of Cups there. Like, there's the emotional attachment to, I think, like, your worth. Like, maybe things have happened and you don't think you're ever gonna get this 10 of cups, or maybe you got your 10 of cups and it was bullshit and now you're disillusioned. Happens to the best of us, sweetheart, I promise. You just gotta keep chugging along, okay? You gotta still go on the journeys. You still gotta let life take you there, because that's where your joy is, okay? Follow your joy, literally. Get in a boat, plane, train, automobile, tram, bicycle, motorbike, motorcycle, kayak, okay? Get in motion, okay? But I think you got this. I feel like like there's still probably some subconscious shit that you gotta excavate. But I think you have a place to start. Like, this is the time to start journaling. This is the time to literally start writing it out. Start voice noting it, like making it verbal, like manifest it into the real world with words, okay? In the real world with words. That's your homework. Group 1. 1 step in my room, I'll find 2. Oh God, no. Oh no, it catches you off guard. Oh, I hate it so much. I hate it so much. I gotta cleanse my deck and my life and my spirit. Listen, I was in my very early youth when that album came out. Those like core memory lyrics. Jesus. Group 2, group me. Group 2. I still have to send an email that I keep forgetting to send, and I just remembered right now. This was going on in my brain. Shout out to everybody else who understands. Group 2, the world. Look at my guy. Oh, the world. And it's definitely Africa. Okay? This woman, her idea of the world is BBC. Okay? I'm gonna just... It's been a day. It's been a week. It's been a month. It's continuing to be a month. So we're just gonna be here right now, okay? Okay. Also, if you are joining, put your group. If you're watching this in the replay, pick your group, put it in the chat so I know, put it in the comments so I know what group y'all picked. Okay, so the world. That's the one I picked. I definitely picked BBC. We are the world. We are the children. That's what I say to children. The children. These cards are little, so they don't like to give me very much of a bridge situation. It's okay. We love you anyway. They do feel good in your hands, though. If you have hands, I guess my size, if your hands were bigger, they might feel a little awkward. Acknowledge my very. Fast. That bitch. Stop thinking you got your cake and eat it too. Okay, so thanks. We got the Knight of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Yes, we just saw my guy. All messages are visible, so show them to me. How about that? Okay, whatever. We got my guy at the bottom of the deck. And then we got Seven of Cups, Page of Swords, okay. And then we got Page of Pentacles in reverse. Seven of Cups, burr, 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 burr. Page of Swords. Page of Pentacles in reverse. There's a lot of court cards. I wonder if these are people and it's this many. Okay. This might be about being grounded in pursuit of the world and everything in it. We already saw the Knight of Swords in the last pool. So we've already talked about this one. But in this spread though, she might be discernment. Because we have the Seven of Cups here, right? And the Seven of Cups is being spoiled for choice. Especially like when we're talking about the world, right? That feels very much like the world is your oyster. Like I think about like people like, I want to give you the world, right? We have a cultural attachment to the idea of the world being everything we ever wanted. But the Seven of Cups for me is usually like get back in touch with your priorities, because you can pick. There's so much in front of you. There's so much temptation in front of you that an illusion is also the Seven of Cups. You can get lost very easily. Shiny object syndrome can come in very, very quickly. And the Page of Cups, the Page of Swords is somebody who is very curious, young, communicative, witty, clever. My friend David would be like, gossip. But this is the Page of, with the Page of Swords here and the Knight of Swords, it feels like cutting through the bullshit. Like, you need to be making choices that, what do I say? You've already said yes to things. There are some things you have to say no to. Like, in tarot, the world is fulfillment. It's the end of a cycle. It's fulfillment. Like, yes, you did it. You got it. Keep your head to the sky, though. Keep your goals in mind. Like, what you really want. Like, keep that at the front of your mind. Because it's easy to get lost and wrapped up when you have new choices, because as you start to pursue stuff, new choices do present themselves, right? For example, if you are building a business, and you're like, ooh, I could try this, and then you try it and it's not working as fast as you want it, it doesn't mean that it's not working, but you might be being impatient. These are not the most mature core cards, I'm saying air cards, swords cards. These are not the most mature placements. So impatience can be the enemy of accruing any fucking thing. Like, you will rush yourself out of an opportunity, or you will flit around thing to thing, and now you're not putting the time that you need to put into something. Like, this is giving very much stay focused. Stay focused on what you said you already wanted. Like, just because other options have presented themselves does not mean that you have to run after each. Like, not all of these choices are even good choices. And because you can't stick to the course, you're making iffy choices. Yeah. But it's like, stay the course. Like, it's laid out in front of you. Maybe it's time to get a plan. Maybe that is part of the problem, is not having a plan. So you're winging it, and like, this is not great winging it energy. This is not the way I want to be winging it. I think I'd rather be Knight of Wands winging it. Knight of Swords winging it is like too fucking fast. Like, you doing the most. But like, get a plan in place. Like, get something concrete down. Like, so when, like, understand your inner mechanism of when you are presented with a choice, this is the filter in which you run it through when you make your decision. Because things are going to come up, you're going to get distracted, you're going to want to move faster, you're going to feel stuck, you're going to feel stagnant, especially Mars in retrograde right now. You're going to feel stuck, you're going to feel stagnant. That does not mean to stray from the course. Follow the course. Because from here, it goes to king, queen, and king. Like, there is a path laid out. It's one of maturation. So things just have to take time. Because I feel like you are blocking stuff by going, like I said, either not sticking to what course of action you've already picked, or just being impatient. And that's how you shoot yourself in the foot. Because we definitely want the Page of Pentacles upright. We absolutely want the Page of Pentacles upright. We want to be on that journey, babe. We don't want to be like delayed. Like, this is giving delay. This is giving some more time needs to be set in like the foundational period. So getting back to that, this Page of Swords upright and this Page of Pentacles in reverse, for me, is giving a plan. Like, maybe you're stalling because you need to have even a more detailed plan, or review the plan that you already have. Don't change the plan. Review the plan. Okay? Well, I guess Mercury's direct. Maybe you can't change it. No. Review the plan. That's the problem. No. Review the plan. Review the plan. Take actual analytics. Get into your actual analytics of, I know I use a business example, so that's easy to say, but like, even talking to a friend about like a spiritual moment, I was like, this is why it's so important to review. This is why it's so important to celebrate and take a moment to be like, I was going for this, and I was here, and what I wanted was over here, and I went through the valley of the shadow of death to get to here. And it's important to remember. So when you're spinning out, when all of these things are presenting themselves to you, go back and review. Go look at the groundwork you have laid. And hopefully that'll help you turn that upright. And if you don't have a plan, this is the opportunity to make a plan. Because like, especially if you are, once again, in the Northern Hemisphere, somewhere that's celebrating Christmas, if you're on the Gregorian calendar, the week between Christmas and New Year's Eve doesn't even really exist. Like, we're alive, we're together, but like nothing is happening for real. Like, you're just kind of like, you're just waiting. Like, you're like, okay, wait, Christmas is over. Like, there's so much build up to Christmas, and then Christmas is over, and you're just kind of like weird coming down off Christmas, and now you got to be building up to New Year's Eve. In that time where nothing makes sense, start journaling. Start journaling, thinking about 2025. Like, start reviewing 2024. This is what I liked about 2024. This is what I didn't like. This is what I would like to change going into 2025. It's a perfect time to review your plan, or start a plan if you haven't already. But in terms of fulfillment and getting your goals, aka the world, don't get sidetracked by shit. If you've already made your choices, stick to the choices you made. Review your choices. This is not giving, if there are trusted people that you have that you can talk these things out, process these things, I would do that. I like to co-work for these reasons, because while y'all are, one, you're creating this energy of getting stuff done. Y'all are all pouring into a actionable, productive energy. Love that. But also, if you run into a snag, or you just need a little bit of feedback, or just somebody to be a sounding board, there's another person right there, and you can have that exchange. So I feel like whatever this block is, maybe you haven't stumbled upon it yet, or maybe you're feeling stuck or you're feeling blocked. Get in touch with your good counsel, the people that you actually trust. Refer back to your plan, and if you don't have a plan, create one. And if you need to, I think you need to journal this out, your feelings around either being overwhelmed with choices. Like if you are overwhelmed and you can't pick your next step, journal through that. Like really think about it, and then come up with a plan. So, group 2. Nice read. Whack. Group 2, that's how read. Get your shit together. No, don't let your shit come apart. It's kind of really if your shit is together, don't let your shit come apart. Don't just chase things down. Everything, I think, if there's one parting message, everything doesn't need your attention. And every no is not no forever. It can be not right now, not yet. So it's okay to not do a million fucking things and to just focus. I'm trying to take it to heart, okay? I'm listening to myself. I hear what I'm saying. I do, I'm listening. I hear what I am saying to myself. Stick to the plan, guys, Hopper. Stick to the fucking plan. Okay. God damn it. Nobody's making me read. I chose to come here and do this myself. Oh, okay. All right, group 3. Amen. Come on down. Group 3. Gentleness. Gentleness. Look at her. Okay. I be shuffling these cards. Every day I'm shuffling. Bottom of the deck. Magician. Full moon was in Gemini. Is that Mercury or Gemini? I can't remember. Mercury's the ruler of Gemini. 10 of Pentacles. Gentleness. Aww. Oh, that's what that was. The Lovers. So many chord cards today. Knight of Cups. Woo-woo. Feelings. Okay, gentleness. This is group 3's reading. And you got the Magician at the bottom of the deck and the Lovers in the center. And I think the Magician is Mercury and the Lovers are Gemini. So that's cute. On gentleness. I think also it's giving you can break the generational curses around gentleness. Like Because this 10 of coins is legacy, right? And that could be how your family, like how has gentleness been in the lineage of your family? Like, what is the legacy of gentleness? How have you experienced gentleness from people? So it could not necessarily just be your family, it could just be like your relationship to it, right? Because this is giving you have choices and you can change it. So I guess if you want to be more gentle, if you would like to experience more gentleness, it is 100% possible for you. The Knight of Cups is an offering, and cups are all about our emotions, our core being, you know. Oh, yay. Yeah, I think, okay. I think also this is a big one about choices and communication. Because, it's balanced. I think everything is here. Water is here. Air is here. Oh, there's no wands. Oh, because it's gentleness. We don't need no wands. Anyway. But no, like you have a choice, right? To allow yourself to be changed. A healing journey is one of alchemizing, right? We say that a lot. You hear that a lot. I love the word alchemy and alchemizing and alchemist, just as a wordsmith. So I love to use it. But you, one, have to meet yourself in honesty and truth, right? And decide. Like, you have to choose to allow gentleness within yourself. If who you're trying to change into being more gentle is yourself, which I think we should be trying to change ourselves before we're trying to change anybody else. So one of the ways to receive more gentleness is to be more gentle. And I get that sounds counterintuitive. It would have sounded more counterintuitive to me when I was younger. But no, you like attracts like. And at no point does being more gentle mean that you all of a sudden become a pushover, that people should start playing in your face. None of that. None of that was said. None of that was even implied. That's just how we think about shit like this. Like the idea that you toughen your kids up because the world is a tough place. Nah. But home shouldn't be. Home should be a place where they can come and land in gentleness. You know what I'm saying? Gentleness is something that we create. Like, for real. Like, we create gentleness within ourselves, within our environment. And if you're not cultivating sweetness, like seriously, maybe you just don't come from people where that was a value in your house. But it's your opportunity. You get to decide what your legacy is going forward. Like, maybe you don't know gentleness very well. Like, not all of our parents are the most nurturing, soft, kind of people. So what they have to impart is toughness, being hard, that kind of shit. And if you don't have that modeled, it can be hard to embody that without it feeling weird and honestly like something you don't want to engage in because it makes you so uncomfortable, even though it is something that you want to experience. But I think it is a decision. It's a choice. It's a spiritual choice. Like, this could be deeply healing. This could be so healing for whoever picked gentleness. There's an opportunity for real healing here. And like, we talk about generational curses like all the time. I know. For reasons. Everything doesn't have to have all the nuance up front. So like, when we talk about that, like, I realized today, I'm like, I think there are 3 generations of women on my mom's side that just did not have stereotypically great relationships with our mother. Like, my relationship with my mother now is so much better than it was. But I'm like, that's 3 generations of women who had beef with their mamas. in my direct lineage. And like the choices that my mother and I have had to make to come together, to be gentle with each other. Like we made these choices separately. We did not go to group therapy together. These are not necessarily the conversations that we've had together. Like it's a choice that like if you're gonna be around, I have to treat you with kindness and gentleness and compassion and understanding, and vice versa. So it is 100% a choice. It is 100% healing and soothing and a balm to your nervous system. But it's also a journey, right? And it's something that when you cultivate gentleness, it's something that you can offer other people. It's something that you now start to lead with as you go out into the world. Like the way that you see the world can change through the lens of far more care and compassion. You know, I think people don't realize that when you suppress one emotion, you ultimately are suppressing all of them to some degree because it's an exercise. And if you spend all this time suppressing one thing, like your energy is going into that, everything comes down. You cannot be as joyous because you're holding this back. You can't be as kind because you're holding this back. So that's why it takes a lot of self-trust and a lot of self-determination to rewrite messages we have around something like gentleness. But I think you got it. I mean, I think people who put their mind to things can accomplish those things in their hearts and their spirits. It is true. And if that's what you want, like that's the direction it's headed in, you know, like salvage what you can. Also, the beauty of gentleness where this like 10 of coins is concerned, if it is a legacy, like once again, it does not have to be just like blood family, or if you're adopted, like your nuclear family, your parents, your siblings, da da da. But like I said, the legacy of gentleness and how it is in your community, like in your neighborhood. Is it a place where you experience a lot of gentleness? The schools that you go to, the jobs that you work, the religious institutions, the nudist colonies, the occult bookshops, the libraries, wherever you go, are you leading in a spirit of gentleness? Have you gone into these places and are they gentle to you? Like that's the legacy. So your interaction with that is going to be a big part of how you experience it and what it means to you and who gets to be gentle and who gets to experience gentleness from you, all of that stuff. But at the end of the day, being more gentle with yourself gives you more room and more space to be more gentle with other people. To just be loving and receive offers of love. Because that's the thing too. If you are not receptive, then you are also keeping this stuff outside. So you have to choose to be more gentle, to receive more gentleness. You know, you can still tell somebody to go fuck themselves. Like, I'm never taking that off the table. Honestly, quite frankly. But yeah, it's an internal thing. Think about where, like, 10 of coins is like a happy card or a good card. You know what I'm saying? But in this particular configuration, I'm thinking about it in terms of the legacy of gentleness. And also because it is coins, like how you were affected maybe by people's, like the resources around you. Like I said, like your neighborhood. Poor people don't live in the, like they call it a rough neighborhood for a reason. You don't feel cared for. So if your surroundings don't promote like that you feel cared for, that's a tough exterior that starts to build up over time. So maybe somebody did not they were very stingy with their time, and then that led to you not wanting to open your heart to somebody because that person was unavailable. They were just emotionally unavailable. It wasn't about the time. But those kind of things, you gotta make a choice. You have to do the work. You have to decide that it's in your best interest in the highest good of the world, kind of. But yeah, I think you have to be ready to receive it. I encourage more meditation on what it means to be gentle and also what it means to be strong, because I think that can be really illuminating as to how you could morph your idea about gentleness and how you can experience more in your life without feeling like you just opened yourself up to the wolves. You know what I'm saying? So, group 3, that's your reading. Go forward in light and love, girl, but like for real. I think you should. It's a really cute situation. Of course, the lovers could be a romantic relationship, but there's a romantic sexual partner, because I think friendships are romance. I have been wined and dined, but not necessarily 69 by my friends. You know what I'm saying? Romance. Romance with your people. Okay, those were your Moon Day messages, kids. Like, share, and subscribe. I'm gonna try to put chapters. I'm gonna try. There's so much to do. I still gotta edit videos. But come back. I'm gonna be going live a couple times a week. I'm going live tomorrow. I'm hosting a workshop if you want to do your year ahead, mapping out 2025. I'm doing that Sunday, December 29th. It is $25. I will have a link for that in the description. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. I like to pull a card for 2025, be like, what energies, what challenges, what opportunities are ahead for 2025. And it's December 29th, so it's something that you can do to get into the spirit for your new year. New year, maybe same year. I don't know what your plans are. But yeah, anyway, those are things that I'm doing. I'll see y'all tomorrow for Mars Day messages and Wednesday for Mercury Day messages, because that's the plan. So, besos. Bye.